Explosiva em Nova York, eletrizante nesse card fantástico que tivemos do UFC 295. Já vou deixar vocês saberem, conferir tudo que rolou, mas antes eu peço, por favor, para me ajudarem a bater 99 mil inscritos aqui no canal. Falta pouquinho, só clicar aqui embaixo e já deixar o like no vídeo também, porque ajuda muito, o YouTube entende que vocês estão gostando dos conteúdos. Beleza? Obrigado demais.
Tem um vídeo do Olavo de Carvalho, né? Nossa, né? Vai fazer uma falta. Nossa. O Olavo de Carvalho passa os anos 90 inteiro tentando alguma penetração acadêmica no campo da filosofia.
Não vou dizer que não foi tirado do POATAN o brilho por dois motivos, né? Um seria um pequeno alerta, e que seria a maneira com a qual, depois da luta agarrada, que ele se desvencilhou, se protegeu muito bem, mas aparentemente o Giri Prochaska ou ele estava extremamente bem preparado, principalmente na parte física, na isometria, na força, na explosão, que o Alex Poatan voltou bastante cansado para o segundo round.
Explosiva em Nova York, eletrizante nesse card fantástico que tivemos do UFC 295. Já vou deixar vocês saberem.
You can bring the pizza up.
Yeah, take your time. Take your time.
You can bring the pizza up. You can bring the pizza up. It's all right.
Talk about congratulations. Obviously, in kind of a whirlwind 2.5 weeks, I imagine, for you. I mean, have you even had a chance to process what exactly just unfolded for you?
No, simply no. I think this will take a while to sink in, to be honest. It's been an absolutely crazy 2.5 weeks. I've been saying, I can tell people now, I basically didn't have any training camp at all. I wasn't really in the best shape. I got the call like 3-4 days after. I pulled my back really bad. I couldn't barely even move or do anything. And yeah, it's been some, and I didn't have a visa as well. It's been some 3 weeks. Let me tell you, it's been absolutely insane.
So pre-fight at the press conference, I loved what you said. Like, I knew that, you know, I couldn't win this thing by sitting on the couch. So I said yes. But given all the circumstances that you were facing, like, was there any part of you inside that was like, this is dumb? Like, I probably shouldn't be doing this.
Yep. That was my exact thoughts when I was sat in the locker room tonight. I was like, what am I doing? But to be honest, I get this a lot. Like, too many people in this game, I think, and in life in general, I'm not trying to be like a philosopher, but like, hide away from fear. Like, they try and be like, oh, I'm not scared. I openly admit that I'm scared, and I'm going to do it anyway. Like, that's when I do my best. Like, look, when Sergey whacked me with the overhand right, my mouthpiece started to come out. Like, that's when I do my best work. When a big scary guy's coming at me like that, like, that's when I'm at my absolute best. And I embrace fear, like, with open arms, and I'm happy to be scared and perform like that.
Well, it was a great performance, and the emotion that came out of you, I mean, immediately, I was like, you could see the realization when you knocked back. Can you just remember, like, kind of what was going through your head at that point, how hard you've worked to get where you are, and what was it at that moment?
Oh, it's just absolutely insane. Yeah, it was just like, sorry, burping. Okay. Excuse me. Yeah, it was just flashbacks to the last. I'm a lifelong martial artist, you know. My dad got me into this stuff when I was like 8 years old. To be honest, it's always difficult for me to tell when I started off martial arts because my dad was so into it. I've just always been in the gym. Like, I just used to, like, I was a shy kid. I didn't have, like, too many friends or nothing. So I just go to the gym just because I had nothing else to do. I didn't even train. I was just sat around, kicking a football around and just chilling. And I do a couple of techniques and I go off again. And so, but to answer the question, I've been involved with this crazy martial arts journey for most of my life, and everything just flashed through my mind before my eyes. It was absolutely insane and an emotion that it's difficult to get to grips with.
That's awesome. Last thing for me, I know you're going to want to take some time to just enjoy this, but have you started thinking about what's next? Because it seems like it's kind of a weird picture, right? Dana was here earlier, and he says, we still got to do John and Stipe. So I asked him, would Tom defend the interim title? He's like, I don't know. He's got some money. He'll sit around. Have you started mapping it out, like what you would like to do now?
No, I've not really thought about that, to be honest. I didn't think about anything like that before this fight at all. Like, I was aware of what I was up against tonight with Sergey. This is a guy that I know personally because I'm involved in these circles kind of at the top of the division. Nobody wants to fight that guy. Cut all bullshit aside, nobody wants to fight that guy. There's champions turning him down. So I knew what I was up against tonight, and I couldn't think past Sergey. So the guy's an absolute machine. And right now, I just want to chill for a bit, man. To be honest, we'll see what happens. But ultimately, I want to fight John Jones.
Tom, over here to your right, if I could. You were on vacation, Dana tells us, right?
Nearly.
So where were you?
I've got a little place in Wales. Like, it's driving distance, but I've just bought a little place in Wales, which is like a holiday home, we call it in the UK, so I just go there with the family sometimes. So we had a little trip planned over there and didn't make it. Another one I've missed. I'm the worst vacation guy ever. I never seem to make it.
So how was your wife when you did that and you told her that you had to leave the vacation?
Yeah, she's not that happy, but she's used to it, you know. If I didn't have her, I'd be, you know, that's some of your biggest issues is your close circle to being successful, and she's very on board, as are the rest of my close friends and family, so I'm very, very lucky in that regard.
What did you do to get your back in the kind of, because I know backs are really bad when you're hurting. What did you do specifically to get yourself back in condition so that you could fight?
It's still bad. It's still not great. I've just been getting massages, seeing the chiropractor and getting in the ice bath, getting in the jacuzzi, all the rest of the stuff. But to be honest with you, it's still not the best. I'm going to have to get it treated properly when I go home.
When Sergey hit you with that punch early, and you know, the mouthpiece, and you kind of wobbled there a little bit, anything go through your head like, you know, I have to be careful, or any thought about the way the fight was going to play out?
No, it's all happening a bit faster, kind of think, all that kind of stuff. Like, I'm obviously aware he's got massive punches. And because I was so nervous, like, I started off the fight not very well. Like, I wasn't moving really well at first. And that's happened in fights before, you know, but never against a guy like that dangerous. So, yeah, he hit me with the shot. The mouthpiece started to come out a little bit. I kind of readjusted the mouthpiece on the fly. And I think that he thought he hurt me with the shot, but he didn't. So then I started cutting angles, coming back in and landing my shots, which is, you don't want to stand flat-footed and trade with a guy like that. That's why all my punches were off the angle and with the calf kicks and stuff.
And then the last thing I wanted to ask you, you win the title in your 8th fight, which is an amazing accomplishment, and the guy that fought after you won his 2nd title in his 7th UFC fight. And I wonder, just as an athlete watching somebody do that, like, can you just comment on what the significance of what Alex just did by winning a light heavyweight title and a middleweight title in the last year, and doing that all in that short period of time?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and obviously he's got a long kickboxing career as well. The guy is an absolute machine. Very scary human being also, like Sergey Pavlovich. I don't think I've ever seen him smile this week, so I'm quite scared of him as well. Hopefully I won't have to fight him one day. But yeah, he's amazing. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of Yuri's as well. Also another scary guy, another wild guy. I'm going to have to watch that fight back, obviously. I've not had a chance to see it myself yet. But yeah, they're both two great guys.
Tom, you've made no secret of how much your father has meant to your journey. And I know that your dream was always to give him that belt. But when actually getting to do that in the octagon, actually physically doing the thing you dreamed about for so long, what's that experience?
Oh, mate, it gets me emotional thinking about it. There has been a million people involved in this career, not just my dad. Do you know what I mean? Like, I've got such an amazing team around me now of heavyweights. It's fantastic. But I've trained at so many gyms over the years, all at this point near enough all over the world. Do you know what I mean? I've started training in Team Carbon when I was like 14. Then I've boxed with like the Furies for years. Now I've got the heavyweight team going, and I go over to Holland to train with Rico Verhoeven and stuff, and I'm part of their team. And not only that, I've been numerous boxing gyms, numerous strength and conditioning people, all kinds of different stuff. Like, I've done it, and I just hope that not just my dad, but everybody who's been a small part of that can look at him and be like, I'm proud of him. Like, that makes me really, to make someone who's proud of me, who's been part of my journey. And because I respect everybody so much, you know what I mean? All the training partners, all the support, all the coaches from different gyms and different disciplines. Like, I respect everybody so much. And for somebody to look at me and be like, I was part of that journey and I'm really proud of him, that absolutely means the world to me.
You know, there was a time where you would sit in front of us and tell us, like, oh, I'm kind of nervous to fight in front of a sellout crowd. I've never done that. I might not be any good at it. And then tonight, you come out, you win the world title, you walk out the cage. Michael Bisping's there to grab you and say congratulations. Can you put into words your own personal growth, like being this guy who, you know, you're self-deprecating and then being able to get in there, knock out the scariest guy in the division and prove to yourself you're the best in the world?
Yeah, it's pretty trippy, mate. When I do my little crouch down thing that I do before the fight, I look to the side of Sergey's head and I see Donald Trump's head looking back at me. It's pretty trippy scenes over there. But yeah, it sounds like corny and stuff, and I don't want to be that guy, but sometimes you just got to believe in yourself, you know, and things start shifting around you to make it work. It's really bizarre. People like, all these fighters, all these champions, like, the friends of mine, the close friends, they're not just like people I look up to, they're actually my friends and they give me advice, and it just means the absolute world to me that anyone would look at me and be like, I'm proud of him. Honestly, that really makes me happy.
Last one for me. I know you said that you kind of want to take some time and John Jones is the target, but Cyril Gane's calling you out, says he wants to fight you.
Oh, that's interesting. After I just called him out, went to France and he turned the fight down.
Any interest?
I think he should fight Almeida. I think them guys should fight each other first and see what happens there.
Right.
Right, so
I have to ask about that. When you guys put your hands on each other's shoulders at the beginning of the fight, did you know that he would reciprocate, or what went into that? Because we don't normally see that before heavyweight title.
No, I didn't know anything. I respect him as a person, as an athlete. I respect all my opponents, whether I like them or not is kind of irrelevant to me. Like, this is a sport. I treat it as a sport. I don't hate anybody. I don't. I have love for everybody. I told him after the fight that I love him and I'm sorry and hope he gets back and all that kind of stuff. And I respect him before the fight, during the fight, after the fight. Opponents are irrelevant to me. Like, they're just a person that I'm fighting. It doesn't mean anything to me. I don't have to hate anybody.
Considering the short notice nature of this fight, is he a guy you think you'll see again down the road at some point?
I think so, definitely. I believe he's like 31 years old. I'm 30 years old. We've both got another at least 5 years at this thing. And believe me when I tell you, he's going to knock everybody else out in the division. So we're going to go again.
Do you think you're the best heavyweight in the world?
Yes.
Considering that you said Sergey was the scariest fighter in the division, and we saw what you did to him in essentially no training camp, do you now think you take that moniker as the scariest guy in this division?
Don't know. I'm very friendly, so I'm not sure. Very, very nice man and friendly. But I think when that octagon door closes, I can do things that other heavyweights can't. Simple as that. Simple as that. My mind is so different, and I see shots that other people don't see. I make decisions that other people can't make, and you might look on the outside and think, this guy's got holes in his game plan. You jump in and let's have a go and see how you get on.
you just said that you make, here in the center,
Sorry.
You make decisions and you hit shots that others can't see. You won the fight off of a pair of left-rights back-to-back. Was that something, again, you saw, or was it just maybe just a matter of trying to get fast hands on him, or what?
It's just reactive. That's just like a testament to my training. I've been training since I was, as I just said, 8 years old, and when I see a shot, I'll throw it, and when I don't see a shot, I won't throw it. And I believe I hit him with like a step-in over left hook and a right hand, and then maybe a 1-2 after. I'm not sure. I'd have to watch it back. Yeah, I've been in this, not this sport, but I've been in martial arts a long time, and we've done plenty drills over the years with my dad and stuff like that, and with all the other coaches who've been involved, where my reactions are super fast. My eyes are super good. We still drill stuff with the eyes every day now. And yeah, it's just, practice.
Without giving away too much, what is your favorite reaction eye drill?
Reaction eye drill? So my dad's got like a little gym in his garage for the American people over there.
Thank you for the translation.
No problem. And for years now, my dad's been like got these tennis balls, and he's just like launching them at my head, and I've got to like move the head out of the way. And I'll tell you what, it's paid off tonight, though, hasn't it, Dad? That was pretty good. I don't want to get hit with a tennis ball, so I definitely won't want to get hit by Sergey Pavlovich. So, yeah, we do a lot. We do a lot of that kind of stuff. We do a lot of different training, and I've done so many unorthodox training stuff with my dad in the garage over the years, and it's all top secret stuff, though, so I don't want to give too much away.
Tom back here.
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Congratulations on the win, by the way.
Thank you.
I think chance taking is the family business. Would you say, considering that your dad quit his job to train you, and you take a fight on short notice and win the world championship? Is there a piece of advice that he gave you at the very beginning when he started training you that he had to believe in? He believed in you enough to quit his job to train you, and now you believe in yourself enough to take these risks and chances. But is there a piece of advice or a quote that he gave you that has always stuck with you throughout your training?
It's difficult to say with my dad because we've been through hundreds of thousands of hours of conversation. Do you know what I mean? It's not just in the gym. It's the drive to the gym. It's the drive back. It's in the gym. It's at home. It's on the travel to fights. It's going to competitions as a kid every weekend. And there's a million things that he's told me, but the most important thing he tells me every single time is just enjoy yourself. Just do you. Just enjoy yourself. And that's what I always try to do.
And one more question for me. Obviously, the Great Britain market, the UK market is awesome with combat sports. And how does it feel to take back the title to your home? And you know it's going to be a party back there.
Absolutely unbelievable. I can't wait for that. But right now I'm going to enjoy tonight. But I think we should do Tom Aspinall versus John Jones in Manchester. That that is something special, and I'm sure the UFC are going to be on board with that. That would be special.
Dana said he did want to bring it back to the UK, so it could happen.
There we go.
Congratulations, champ.
Thank you.
Tom, down here to you, right? Dana was just in here before, and he just said that he's open to the idea of doing a stadium. Now, obviously, the historical one would be Wembley, and I know you said that you're just taking it in right now, but now that I put that prospect to you, and maybe, I know Manchester would be perfect for you, but what about yourself, John Jones at Wembley?
Absolutely incredible. Also, it doesn't have to be Manchester, but I think that if we do the greatest fighter of all time versus the UK heavyweight champion of the UFC, the UK heavyweight, you know what I mean, the UK guy who's the world champion, that would, in the UK, that would be absolutely insane. Like, let's do it, absolutely.
And John has kind of gone on record and basically said that the Stipe fight might be his last fight. And I think he said that because, you know, he's been like down the years, he needs someone to excite him. Do you think that performance that you just put in there would excite him and get him up for one more?
How could it not? I don't think I did much wrong for him to be like, that's an easy fight. I think if I hit anybody square in the face, they're going to go to sleep. Simple as that. And John knows that. And that's no disrespect to John. I absolutely love John. Like, he's one of my favourite fighters of all time. I absolutely look up to him, but I want to fight him, and I think I can win.
And you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but what were the first words that you said to your dad, Andy?
I can't remember. I was just in a world of absolute madness.
Cheers, mate. Appreciate it.
Tom, right here. This was kind of a star-making performance from you tonight. When this kind of happens, life can change a lot. People come out of the woodwork. They want things from you. They, want to be your friend, all that stuff. How do you plan on handling that kind of change that may come from people around you?
I've been experiencing that a little bit over the years, do you know what I mean? But we keep a tight circle. Simple as that. Anyone who's not on the... Well, I used to say before tonight, anyone who's not helping me become the best in the world, I'm not going to be around them. But I'm the best in the world now. So we keep a tight ship. I'm happy with the people I've got around me. Absolutely incredible people. Each and every day I enjoy. Each and every day, like, I'm spending time with people I love and who care about me, and I love them back. It's not like... they're not just sucking up to me because I'm doing well in my career. Like, we're all friends. We've got family members involved. There's all kinds going on. But I'm really happy with the people I've got around me right now. I don't need anybody new.
Yeah, and one of those people who's shown you a lot of love, I know you touched on it a little bit, was Michael Bisping. You guys kind of embraced when you were leaving the cage. How much has his support meant to you through this process?
It's meant a lot to me. I used to go watch Bisping and sit up in the nosebleeds before he even knew I existed, like for a good few times. I remember going watching Bisping against Chris Lieben in Birmingham. I don't know what year that was, but it was fucking ages ago.
2008, I think.
It was 2008, yeah, so I would have been 15 years old then. Do you know what I mean? And we saved up and sat in the nosebleeds to watch Bisping. So me and Bisping now are good friends. He's an absolute idol of mine. I look up to him as a person and as a fighter, and I just love what he's doing. Bisping is just such a great guy, and yeah, I got a lot of respect for Bisping.
Congrats, man. Enjoy it.
Thank you. My dad tried to call her, but she didn't pick up. So I don't think she knows yet. I'm not sure.
So there was no plans for her to, or the kids even to watch?
No, absolutely not. And my oldest kid now, he's 7. So he started realizing a little bit what's going on. And he actually watched Pavlovich and was like, "It's going to be a tough one, Dad." He's like, He goes a lot off rankings because he doesn't know, like, the rankings definitely stand for something, but he knew that Pavlovich was ranked number 1 and I was ranked number 4. He was like, "Oh, this guy's number 1. You have to be careful here, Dad. And then he started telling me a game plan. And then he said, "You got to remember it, though. Make sure you remember it." I was like, "Yeah, will do." He said, "You're going to have to write it down, Dad. You're going to have to write it down and take it with you." I was like, "All right." But I'm sure he'll be happy when he finds out.
Well, what was the game plan?
Not what I did. No, the game plan was like use my movement, use the calf kicks, which were working really well. Don't like square up with him, let him come straight on, which I did okay, to be fair. To be honest with you, I was really nervous in there, and I couldn't get my movement going well straight away. I felt like I started a little bit slow in comparison to normal, but I'm not complaining. We got the win.
Was that because of the back, the movement going?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know if it's the back or the back's actually all right now. It's not as bad as it was. I don't want to milk it. It was quite bad, but it's all right now. But I was just nervous, man. To be honest, I was very scared backstage.
I understand you felt like you maybe owed your family a vacation, a holiday, because of the interruption of everything with this. Might they expect a greater holiday, maybe something more special because
absolutely they deserve everything, and I've been away so much lately with fighting and training and traveling, and I've just not been at home much, so I need to spend some time there for a little bit and make it up to him.
And the last one for me, I mean, obviously, if you're going to be waiting for Jon Jones, you might be waiting a while because he may not come back till, who knows, summer, could be later than that. Is that something you're prepared to do, wait even more, as much as a year or more to get
no,
you to fight?
I don't want to wait a year. I definitely don't want to wait a year, but I think that me and Jones is the fight to make, to be honest. So if I have to wait a year, I will. Like, that's the fight that I really, really want. And I think that me and John in the UK, that's just a dream for everybody. At the UFC, fans, everybody will love that. So that's what I'm aiming for.
Thank you.
Yeah. Tom, just over here. Congratulations on an amazing KO victory. Tom Aspinall is now the interim heavyweight champion from Manchester, England. Do you have a message to your fans back home?
It just means more to me than anyone will ever know, to be honest. Yeah, I just appreciate it a lot. Like, where I'm from is very important to me. But not only that, I got so much love here as well. Like, I didn't expect it. I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. Everyone's just been so nice, and it goes a long way, and I really, really appreciate everybody and anybody who's even wished me good luck or whatever, do you know what I mean, showed support in any kind of way. It absolutely means the world to me, and I'd love to thank everyone individually, but obviously I can't, and just means the absolute world.
Tom, right down the middle here. While you were sitting up there about 5 minutes ago, Jon Jones tweeted about you.
Oh, that's nice. Okay.
It's a nice tweet. He said, "Congratulations on the interim heavyweight championship belt. That was an awesome performance." So to hear that from him, the guy that many consider to be the greatest fighter of all time and a prospective future opponent of yours, I guess, how does that feel?
I've seen John talking nice stuff about me on a podcast as well. It's really nice. Obviously, it's always nice to hear nice things about you, but from someone like that who I massively look up to, even more so. Yeah, thank you, John. And just give me the opportunity, John. Let me do it. Give me my dream fight. Why not? I've just achieved my dream now. Give me my dream fight. Let me fight for my legacy now, please.
And Tom, just on to your left, can you actually explain this week now in terms of Atherton to Times Square, your face lighting up, and then now you're the interim heavyweight champ of the UFC? Because, you know, not many people do things like that from the Northwest, so it's just incredible.
Didn't know you were coming, mate. It's nice to see you here. You blended in there. We got Manchester in the house. It's lovely. That's excellent. Yeah, mate, it means the absolute world. As I said, where I'm from is extremely important to me. Just everything about it. I just love the whole northern culture and just everything. Just everything. And I just hope people are proud of me, man. I feel like I've done a big thing, at least in my life, and I hope that people can look at it and get some kind of inspiration from it. Do you know what I mean? It's as people from the Northwest, we're not told we can do stuff. We're always suppressed, I feel. Luckily enough, I've got amazing parents, and I wasn't, but I hope I can be that guy who's someone is starting out in martial arts and is like, he's from the same place I'm from, I can do it as well. If I can do that a little bit, that's mission accomplished.
Tom, congrats, mate.
Thank you.
Well, Alex, congratulations on the victory tonight. I guess, can you just put into words what this means to already be the champion of a second division this early in your UFC career?
Alex, parabéns aí para a sua grande vitória hoje à noite. Coloca pra gente aí o que significa para você estar vencendo a sua segunda divisão na sua vida.
Bom, significa muito para mim, né? Esse é o resultado de um trabalho bem feito nesses longos anos, né? E, pô, essa conquista agora, pô, claro, sempre difícil, né? Mas muito importante. É onde eu consigo, né, mostrar um pouco para as pessoas, né, que às vezes não acreditam num sonho, não acreditam onde pode chegar, né? Todo mundo sabe assim da minha história, sair de onde eu saí, né? Chegar onde eu cheguei, conquistando o mundo agora, né? E eu acho que tudo é possível, né? Então estou mostrando isso. Eu acho que é muito importante, né, mostrar isso.
It means a lot to me to be able to conquer this after so many years of training, dedication, and also it's very important for me to be able to show to everybody. You know what I mean? Everybody know where I came from, my humble beginnings. So to get here and achieve this is a big achievement for me.
Very nice. Yuri, obviously notoriously kind of wild, difficult to predict, unique. How did you find being in there with him? Was it more challenging maybe than you thought?
Pô, devido ao estilo dele, né, ser um cara mais diferente, do jeito que ele se move e tudo, meio único. Como é que você achou estar lá dentro com ele?
Bom, eu sempre pensei isso, né, que era a luta perfeita para mim, claro, sabendo que, pô, ia ser difícil, ia ser uma guerra ali, mas o estilo dele ali, pô, favorecia, né, pro meu estilo. Então, não fiquei assim surpreso, né? Eu fiquei um pouco surpreso porque eu achei que ele iria atacar um pouco mais e seria mais agressivo, mas eu tava ali achando a distância, né? E, pô, consegui achar a distância e conectei os golpes bons nele.
Well, I was not that surprised. You know what I mean? I knew this was going to be a good fight for me. Maybe a little surprised to find the distance a little bit at first, but then I found myself in the fight. I knew I was going to make a mistake.
Yes. Yuri himself said there's no controversy, but the stoppage was a little weird. I guess, what did you see during the stoppage, and do you feel confident that it was stopped at the right time?
O Giri mesmo fala que foi certo, ele não está contestando do jeito que pararam, mas parece que foi, talvez, meio cedo. O que você tem a dizer sobre a luta, sobre o jeito que o juiz parou?
Bom, eu posso falar, né, que, pô, eu tava ali, pô, conectando os golpes e, pô, tava ali, sentindo a pressão ali, né, quando eu conectei aqueles dois golpes ali em pé, e ele veio para as pernas ali para tentar agarrar, né, porque ele tava sentindo já. Pô, eu comecei a lhe bater, depois das cotoveladas nele, eu vi o corpo dele, pô, amolecendo ali em cima das minhas pernas e, pô, deu no que vocês viram e, pô, claro, tem as pessoas que gostam dele, estavam torcendo por ele, com certeza vão falar algo, mas, pô, ele já é o cara que estava sentindo as porradas e ele, pô, falou que foi correto.
No, man, he was feeding those punches. I felt he was feeding those, and then when he got in, he got connected to the left hook and then the cross. Once he dropped on my legs, which he was not like getting a takedown, but he actually fell. I start punching. I start feeling that he was a little bit fading away, and I think it was a good stoppage. I know maybe his friends and his supporters, his people, his fans, gonna maybe try to say that was not, but I think it was the correct way.
Nice. Last thing for me, you mentioned the name Adesanya again. Dana was here earlier, and he said, look, Jamal Hill's next. Is that a fight that you welcome, and what do you think of Jamal as an opponent?
Bom, por último aí, né, sobre a Adesanya, você acha que é uma luta certa para você e sobre o Jamal também?
O Adesanya eu falei ali em cima, né? Pô, foi um cara que, assim, me motivou muito a fazer o que eu fiz, né, aqui dentro da organização. E, poxa, acho que eu devo algo para ele e eu acho que com essa ideia dele de estar esse tempo, né, dando uma pausa aí, eu acho que, pô, muitas pessoas querem ver ele lutar, né, para ele mostrar o talento que ele tem e, pô, eu acho que eu vou conseguir fazer ele voltar antes.
No, I meant what I said over there, you know what I mean? I think I owe this to Adesanya. He motivated me at first, and I think, you know, the whole thing about him staying all this time, you know, 2027, and I think it's a waste of talent, so I think many people try, but I think I'll be able to bring him back.
Poatan, eu falei agora há pouco, fiz uma pergunta para o Dana White, se ele gostaria de ver você defender o cinturão no Brasil, na sua próxima luta, num estádio de futebol. Esse é o seu desejo também?
Cara,
he just asked Dana White if he will be open to make a title defense for Alex in Brazil, and we asked him if this was his wish too.
Bom, pô, eu quero lutar, para mim não importa, né, onde que eu vou lutar. Claro, pô, tô morando aqui, né? Pô, do lado de casa aqui, agora eu vou voltar para casa, vou gastar 1h30, né? Então, pô, isso para mim é muito bom, porque viajar é um pouco complicado. Claro que a gente quer dar um show para os fãs ali, pô, no Brasil, né? Querendo ver uma luta ali ao vivo, né? E, pô, isso seria muito bom, mas é aquilo, cara. Fica à disposição da organização, onde eles acharem que tem que me colocar, eu vou lutar.
Well, it really don't matter to me, even though it's much more convenient to fight here because it's about an hour and a half from my house, so you know what I mean? It's much easier than have to move the whole team somewhere, but that's up to the organization.
É bem provável que o Jamahal Hill seja o seu próximo adversário. O fato dele ter vencido o Glover te dá um combustível a mais para vencer?
Também não fugir ali do que eu quero fazer, né? Do todo planejado, todo treinamento, né? Não ser jogado fora, né? Claro, pô, eu gosto muito do Glover, né? Pô, mas luta é luta, né? Eu poderia ter perdido ali, mas, pô, eu saí com a vitória.
Like I spoke to other reporters, they asked too, I don't know if he'll be able to be ready on time or not, and has, you know, when it comes down to revenge, the same as on this fight, you know what I mean? Everything can happen over there, que I came with the loss, but nothing personal.
E a minha última agora. Você foi o lutador a conquistar 2 cinturões com menos lutas no UFC. Você agora tem várias defesas que deve fazer e tal, se continuar vencendo nessa categoria. Você pensa em algum dia, por acaso, lutar nos pesos pesados para tentar ser o único da história do UFC com 3 cinturões?
You're the first fighter to win on 2 different weight classes in such a small amount of fights. Let's say everything doing fine, you defend the belt a few times. Fighting a heavyweight is something that you have in mind.
Bom, desde quando eu estava no peso médio, sempre essa pergunta se eu ia subir pro meio pesado, e eu falava que eu não tinha planos, mas quando o meu corpo me avisasse que eu tinha que subir, eu iria fazer isso, e foi o que eu fiz. Pô, tô com 36 anos de idade, né? Eu não sei, né, daqui 2, 3 anos como é que vai ser, como o meu corpo vai estar. Né? Se meu corpo falar que eu tenho que subir, eu vou subir, eu tenho que lutar, mas eu não vejo isso agora, entendeu? Tá longe disso.
Since I was fighting middleweight, people already been asking me if I will fight a heavyweight, and I keep saying the same thing, that I'll have to listen to my body. I'm 36 years old now, I don't know how far can I still fight, so right now my focus is just this.
Alex, I wanted to ask you, when you made the decision to go to MMA from kickboxing, what factored into that, and did you have to humble yourself? You know, you're kind of starting over again in a new sport.
Quando você começou a sua transição para o MMA, apesar de ser um cara muito experiente já no kickboxing, você teve que ficar humilde e começar bem quase do zero para começar no MMA?
Bom, no MMA eu comecei em 2015, né? Mas não estava focado ali porque eu tinha planos no kickboxing, mas eu já tinha começado a fazer algo, né? E quando eu cheguei na academia do Glover, eu adiantei muito, né? Esses treinos, me dediquei bastante e, migrei, né? Definitivamente para o MMA, então isso me deu mais condições para me estar treinando e evoluindo cada dia.
Well, I've been training MMA since 2015, but due to my kickboxing career, I had to focus more on that, put my whole focus on kickboxing. After I started helping Glover for his camps and start training at Glover's gym, I made a shift and, merged into MMA.
When you decided to switch over, did you believe that you could be this successful this quickly? I know you had confidence in yourself, but in terms of believing that you could be a champion as fast as you became, and almost a legend, you have beaten 4 UFC champions already in your career. Did you think it could come this fast when you first tried MMA?
Quando você começou no MMA, você imaginaria que um dia chegaria aqui como campeão duplo, né, campeão de 2 categorias e todo esse sucesso que você já teve?
Não imaginava, né? Falei também, quando eu comecei a treinar, né? Conheci a arte marcial, treinando ali já quase 5 anos ali treinando, e eu não sabia nem se eu ia conseguir viver do esporte, viver da luta, né? E claro, mas tinha pessoas que acreditavam e me incentivou e hoje eu tô aqui, né? Agora, né? Campeão aí de 2 categorias, né? E é isso.
Man, I not even on that. Let's move back because on the beginning, I actually don't even know if I could support myself only as a fighter, if I could make a living out of that. But thanks to a lot of good people around me, kept me motivated, kept me boosting me. I'm here to champion 2 different weight classes.
Do you feel, my last question for you, Alex, do you feel like, Anderson Silva set a standard for fighters in Brazil with all the title defenses he made, but do you feel like the path you're on, you have a chance to be the greatest fighter ever from Brazil, given you've already won 2 titles, and who knows what else you might be able to do in this sport?
Bom, o Anderson Silva meio que colocou padrão, né, de melhor lutador da história do Brasil, com todas as defesas de título que ele teve e tudo mais. Né, você acha que você consegue, com tudo que você está fazendo e conquistando, sendo campeão em 2 categorias diferentes, ser o melhor lutador que já veio do Brasil?
Bom, eu não estou nem focado nisso, né? Pô, eu quero lutar, eu vou estar continuando, fazendo o meu trabalho, né? Foi um trabalho bem feito e eu não consigo decidir esse tipo de coisa, mas eu vou estar fazendo o meu trabalho e as pessoas que são responsáveis por isso vão decidir, vão ver qual que é a colocação.
Well, I'm not really focusing on that. I'm focusing on just keep doing my job and fighting. You know what I mean? So it's not up to me. It's up to the people who make those records, who make that stuff to decide.
Alex, in the front right here. A year ago, you said that the beating Israel Adesanya and claiming the middleweight title meant a little bit more than your Glory Championship. So I'm curious, where does this title win rank amongst all your other ones?
Um ano atrás, quando você foi campeão em cima do Adesanya, você falou que significava bem mais do que os títulos no Glória que você tinha. E agora, esse que você ganhou, onde que você coloca ele nas suas conquistas?
Bom, eu sempre falei, né? Sempre a minha próxima luta é a mais importante. Essa aqui, né? Foi a mais importante. Né? Falei isso 2 dias atrás. Agora, quando eu parar de lutar, quando eu me aposentar, aí eu vou parar, né? Vou focar nisso e vou falar assim, pô, qual foi a última luta? Qual foi a luta mais difícil ou a mais importante? Então, eu vou parar para pensar. Mas a minha luta mais importante vai ser a próxima.
Well, right now my biggest achievement is always my next fight. So the most important fights for me is always the next one. Once I retire, I'm going to look around. I'm going to take a real look at my career. I'm going to say, okay, this was the most important to me.
Will you get another UFC title tattooed on your arm?
Você vai fazer outro cinturão tatuado no seu braço?
Não, outro cinturão não, porque, pô, tem que... Cinturão é o seguinte, tatuagem é o seguinte, tem que ter um tempo de fazer, e agora eu quero treinar. Mas o que eu posso fazer é, para facilitar isso, eu fazer só colocar assim 2 vezes, né, e escrever, mas outro cinturão não, que dá muito trabalho. Esse aqui ainda nem terminei, falta mais uma sessão. Eu vou terminar essa sessão para ficar bonito, mas outro cinturão não.
Well, not another belt because, it takes a while and I'm training, so there's a lot of sessions and stuff, but to speed up the process, I might put ×2 on each side, but I don't even finish this belt that I have on my arm, but maybe I put ×2 just to speed up and go with it.
Ou eu posso colocar 2 pedrinhas, né? Não é uma defesa, mas aí é 2 cinturões, as pessoas vão saber.
Or he put 2 little stones, 2 little jewels. Not so defensive, but people are going to know.
That's a good one. And I'm curious if you saw, Israel actually tweeted about, right after your interview, he posted a photo of you knocked out with a wig from the movie Frozen, and he said, let it go. So I'm curious if you see this and do you have a response to him?
Depois que você fez sua entrevista no octógono, o Israel postou uma foto de você nocauteado com a peruca da mina do Frozen, congelada, e escreveu para você deixar para trás. O que você tem para falar sobre isso? Ela ergou, tipo, tá no passado. Mano, larga isso aí, entendeu?
Não, mas eu fui bem respeitoso ali, entendeu? Eu falei da situação, né? Que, pô, ele foi um cara que me motivou, né? Me motivou. E é isso que eu falo, cara. É um talento, todo mundo sabe. Um cara que, pô, fez história também. Pô, fez muitas defesas. Então, acho que as pessoas querem ver ele lutando, que ele continue lutando. E, pô, às vezes ele tá um pouco desmotivado, não sei o porquê, mas... Eu acho que eu sou uma boa motivação para ele estar dando esse show para essa galera, como ele sempre fez.
Well, regardless of what he say, I was respectful and I mean what I say. You know what I mean? I give him a chance. I think he's not he doesn't seem motivated, and I think there's a fight that everybody would like to see. So try to boost him to come back.
So, quick question for you. Actually, first of all, congratulations. You are easily the best MMA fighter here in the Garden. 3 years running, 3 wins in a row. They're going to hang a jersey of yours from the rafters next to Clyde Frazier if you keep this up. But my actual question is more of a technique one. Your best success came with the kicks, low kicks, mid kicks, but you ended up winning with basically a shovel hook. Were you at all surprised with the kicks being a success or the knockout coming off of the hook?
Bom, primeiro que com tudo isso que você está fazendo aqui no Madison Square Garden, você é com certeza o melhor lutador de MMA que já esteve aqui. E daqui a pouco eles vão ter que colocar a sua camisa aqui já. E ele é um cara que preza muito a técnica, ele viu que o caminho da vitória foram os chutes, mas o que impressionou mais foi aquele cruzado curto que você jogou. Te impressionou aquele cruzado?
Bom, para quem acompanha, né, minhas lutas, né, já meu trabalho, sempre assim, né, sempre nocauteio, assim, quando golpes forte, cruzado. Geralmente é na curta, né? E, pô, eu tava ganhando a distância ali, machucando, jogando os golpes, chute na perna, saindo da distância dele. E aí comecei a machucar ele bem. E, pô, ele tinha duas opções, ou sair, correr ou entrar, né? Mais forte, foi o que ele fez, né? Ele fez essa entrada aí com meio que um modo de sobreviver, né? E aí, pô, onde entrou os cruzados curtos.
Well, everybody that know how I fight, I go, hurting my opponents little by little. And with this one was no different, so I put him on a point that he either had to start moving back or he had to start moving forward, and that's what he did. Kind of rushed a little bit, almost more, on survivor mode. So that's when he saw that he could catch him with the left hook.
Lex, over here in the front. So you've obviously accomplished a lot in this building. You won your debut in the UFC here. Next year you win your first title. Next year, this night, you win your second title. What does this arena mean to you in your career? Do you have affection for it, or is it just another place?
Pô, tudo que você fez aqui no Madison Square Garden, ganhou tudo aqui. O que essa arena significa para você? Tem algo especial ou é só mais um lugar?
Minha casa agora. Eu tenho que ver quem que eu pego essa chave.
Well, it's my house here now. Just gotta see who do I get the key.
And when will you be back at your house? Do you hope it'll be next year? I know you don't have control over that, but is that something you'd like to do next November, come back here again?
Bom, já que aqui é sua casa, no próximo novembro você gostaria de lutar aqui de novo?
Bom, agora já me perguntaram, né, pô, lutar no Brasil e tal. Pô, aqui é 1h30 dirigindo, né, até minha casa, onde eu tô morando, que é em Denver, Connecticut. Então, pô, aqui seria o melhor lugar para mim, né, para mim lutar. Mas, claro, pô, lutar pro povo brasileiro, né, onde tem uma popularidade assim de fãs, isso é fantástico, cara, poder fazer isso, levar isso para essa galera. Mas, pô, aqui acho que é o melhor lugar para mim, tô do lado de casa.
Well, like people just ask about me fighting in Brazil, right? I would love to fight over there, bring, all this love to the fans, but realistically, this is only an hour and a half drive from me, So if I could fight here, always is good.
Hey, Alex, in the back. I just wanted to ask, as somebody who also calls Danbury, Connecticut home, I just wanted to ask what it's been like to have the support of that community.
Sendo ele também uma pessoa que chama Denver de casa, o que significa para você estar representando aquela comunidade?
Representa muito, né? Significa muito, né? Porque é onde eu cheguei ali, né? Onde eu conheci o Glover e, pô, tem muitos brasileiros ali. E, pô, sempre as pessoas me trataram bem, né? Os treinos para mim ali era fundamental, né? Pô, quando eu cheguei ali, primeiro treino, e o Glover começou a me corrigir ali, né? E assim, treinando com outras pessoas, assim, amador, né? Pessoas lutando amador, com peso menor do que o meu, e, pô, me dando um trabalho assim, e às vezes me dando uma pressão. E eu falava assim, pô, esse lugar que eu tenho que ficar, né? É onde que eu vou ter um futuro, né? Se eu quero chegar aonde eu pensava naquele momento, né? Que era entrar no UFC, né? E me tornar campeão. Então, pô, ali tem ótimas lembranças, né? E é onde eu, tive todo o suporte, né? Pra conquistar tudo isso.
Well, since day one when I came to Danbury, Glover was very receptive to me. Not only him, but everybody around there was very warm with me, and start training over there, and I find myself training sometimes, Glover is a different guy. He put me to train sometimes with amateur guys, and I see how hard it is with his amateurs over there, so I've realized that that's a place that can bring something different for me. It's a place that I should have stayed there, so I would like to be in there.
question from me. Congratulations on winning another championship. Compared to last year, where the volume was turned way up, and obviously there was a lot of trash talking between you and Israel, was it more of a relaxing week, knowing that you were fighting someone that respected you, you respected him? Was it more relaxing, or, you know, what was the difference?
Pô, comparado com a semana de luta com a Desan, que tem aquela guerra psicológica, falando, né, provocando o outro e tudo aí, é melhor para você ter uma semana de luta como essa, em que seu adversário te respeita e você respeita ele?
Não, com certeza. Eu estava até conversando ontem, com a minha equipe, né, e falando ali na coletiva de imprensa, né, na press-conferência, né, como que tava assim a galera ali, todo mundo calado ali, sem ofender o outro, né, mas a gente conseguiu, né, até na encarada ali, mostrar que seria um show, que seria um mega evento, né, a gente não precisou ficar um ofendendo o outro, falando mal do outro, né? E as pessoas sentiram isso e, você viu aí como tava, né? A arena lotada.
No, since yesterday I was talking to my team, you know what I mean, how on the press conference, everybody was more composed, more quiet, but we say that like that's not going to matter because I know that this fight's going to sell good, and so today, you know what I mean, they are the full arena in a great fight.
And one more question from me. Obviously, you're holding the same belt that Glover Teixeira held, and I and a lot of people can consider you one of the greatest Brazilian fighters of all time and put you in the same vein as an Anderson Silva, Nogueira brothers, all the greatest. But are you ready to consider yourself and put yourself on that esteemed list?
Pô, muito legal você ver com o cinturão que já foi do Glover e ele te coloca ali, né, como um maior lutador que já veio do Brasil, junto com o Anderson Silva e com o Minotauro, e você também se coloca nesse patamar?
Bom, como eu falei, estou fazendo meu trabalho. Às vezes a gente fala algo, mas pessoas criticam, né? Então, o que eu vou fazer é trabalhar, ter ótimos resultados, e aí as pessoas que são responsáveis de colocar em algum lugar ali, eles vão fazer isso e vamos ver onde que eu vou merecer estar.
Well, like I said before, I just do my job. I just keep training. Whoever's in charge to make these records, they're going to know where to put me in and where I'm going to belong.
Congratulations, champ.
Thanks, guys.